So you are sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're looking for something new, a career change, a side hustle. You're seeing all this stuff on the internet. We're going to talk about that today. But first, be sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on your notifications because we're always talking money. We're always talking entrepreneurship, and you don't really get that anywhere else. All right, let's dig right into it. You're looking for something more. The very first thing that I find that people talk about is going back to school. And let me tell you, I graduated law school. I had 100 grand in debt. I thought it was going to solve my problems, and it actually made everything worse. So nowadays, when you go back to school, it takes you 2, 3, 4 years. So immediately you're spending time away. And the objective of what we're talking about and probably what you're wanting is more time. And so going to school is going to take time away. You're going to for sure go into student loan debt. It's really rough to get out of. And then you come out and you don't even have a promised career. Really, the only thing that requires a degree nowadays, nothing, entrepreneurship certainly doesn't, but the only thing that really requires a degree is something in the medical field. So unless that's what you're going for, there's just no need. So not going back to school, probably not the answer. Next is you need to make more money where you're at. And there's only a couple ways you can do it. It's asking your boss for a raise. And I don't know about you, but anytime you go to your boss, or anytime I did in the past and asked for a raise, it never went just how I thought. Or you're going to ask for more time, overtime, more time to work. And that also goes against what we're doing. We're trying to find more time for us instead of giving all of our time to our job. We want to bring time for our family. So that's probably not the answer either. So I went through something very similar where, like I said, I graduated law school and I was in a ton of debt. I had 2 daughters that were very young. And I basically was looking at working 70 or 80 hours a week for 70 or 80 grand a year, which was going to solve none of my problems. It certainly wasn't going to give me the dream life I wanted. You're probably experiencing something very similar. So this is what we do in our heads. I hear real estate being talked about all the time. I'm going to compare what I do. Obviously, I'm very biased towards it, and you're going to hear why, but I'm going to compare what I do in financial services as a life insurance agent versus real estate. But first, I want to take you down a couple other paths. Real estate, I was very attracted to because of the big commissions. But if you're a real estate agent, you're thinking about going into it. Maybe you're studying for your license. You know somebody, someone in your family is a real estate agent. You know that it's very high stress. I have family members who have to answer calls at family barbecues and birthday parties and literally leave or they'll lose a deal. And so I was very attracted to the high commissions, but I never wanted a life like that because I wanted more time freedom. So I was like, what am I going to do? How am I going to get this done? And the next thing I thought was buying into a franchise. We live in California, so Chick-fil-A is it's very known here. And I thought I can buy a Chick-fil-A franchise. And the problem there was the startup cost and the time it was going to take for me to receive a return on my investment. And as a restaurant owner, I would have no time, completely against what I was going for. But Chick-fil-A was a well-known brand, marketing was in place, corporate was in place. I didn't have to stress about those things. So there's pros and cons to that. Then I said, okay, I can't do Chick-fil-A, I can't do franchise. Real estate's just too high strung for me. I want to focus on my daughters, my kids, my family, my spouse. So I thought about going into multi-level marketing. And I did for a little bit. I know there's a lot of people out there who are against multi-level marketing. I found success in it. And I sold diet pills and wraps. I don't know if you guys remember, but I was good at it. And I made good money, what I thought was good money, pretty much what an attorney would make. And the problem there was I had to constantly be working hard. I don't mind working hard, but it was like all the time, 24/7. I had to purchase a bunch of product and put it in my garage. And if you guys know anything about multi-level marketing, a lot of people say it's a scheme. I don't think it is. I just think that you have to recruit people and make them buy product. And so this business is running around you, all these people buying product, very low profit margins. But I loved the positivity, the environment, and the culture that multi-level marketing brought. So I wanted to find something that had all the pros, big commissions like real estate, marketing and all those things and solvency in place like a franchise. And then the positivity, the upbeat, the ability to recruit, because if you know anything, everybody recruits. Sports teams recruit. Can you imagine they couldn't? Colleges recruit. The military recruits. Corporate America recruits. We look for talent. That's what we do. And so I love that ability to meet people and serve people. So what I found is what we're going to talk about. Financial services, in my case, being a life insurance agent. And we're going to talk about the pros and cons of real estate versus these things, because I've been hearing a lot about real estate. I know a lot of people want to do it, but there's a couple things that you need to consider. Again, I'm biased towards it because I do it, but I want you guys to share below. Tell me what you think of all these, comparisons we're going to be making. There's 5 things I want you guys to focus on, okay? The very first is compensation. So real estate is very high paid, and financial services, extremely high paid, big commissions, big chunks of money. However, real estate does not have residual income. So imagine you were in real estate, you might be, and if you sold a house this year, you got paid every year thereafter. It doesn't exist. It also doesn't exist in mortgage. So when I talk about real estate, you can kind of cross being a mortgage lender. I thought about that too. You don't have repetitive income or residual, repeat, whatever you want to call it. So when I looked up the average life insurance sales versus real estate sales, this is what I found. The average real estate agent sells 1 home per year. 1 home per month. That's 12 homes per year. And your average deal is going to make you about $5,000. So you're sitting at about $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 for an average real estate agent. That continues year after year, $60,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, maybe make a little more, a little less, depending on the market. We'll talk about that. But it's really not growing. It's not exponential. Whereas life insurance, me personally, I do about 12 deals a month. And the average life insurance deal is probably going to be somewhere about $2,000 to $3,000. And so 12 deals a month, that's a lot more per year. And here's the thing about life insurance and being an agent in financial services is you also have the ability to override. In real estate, you do have the ability to be a broker. However, in life insurance, it's much more duplicatable because there's so many people who need it, which is going to bring me to my next point. But you also have the ability to override. I average about 20 to 30% on overrides. So if I have 10 guys doing 10 sales a month and I'm overriding, maybe $2,000 to $3,000 on each guy, now you're talking about another 30, 40 grand a month in overrides. That's exponential growth. So you have to do something that's going to give you big compensation. Okay, the next is speed. We all want to do something, but remember I talked about time and we have to compress time frames. You're probably in a position with everything going on where you really want to get out of your job or you really need to make more money. So the last thing you can do is wait years for your franchise to pop off or wait years to get good in real estate and get licensed. I think the cost for licensing in real estate is $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. That's a lot of money. But in life insurance, it's quicker because here's the thing. I'm in California. I spent about $400 on my California license. That's nothing, absolutely nothing. And I was able to get licensed in 6 days. So very quick. I was able to get face-to-face with clients quick. Now here's another thing when we're talking about speed. When you go into real estate, if I walked into a room, this is kind of a cross to talk about market saturation, but if I walked into a room with 100 people, out of those 100 people, how many want to buy a house? Let's just say 50, okay? Out of those 50, how many are going to choose me to be their real estate agent? We're going to talk about saturation, but there's a lot of real estate agents. Let's just say you're awesome, I'm awesome. 50 out of 50 are going to choose me. Okay. How many of those people actually are going to get qualified to purchase real estate? Probably, honestly, with everything going on, jobs, unemployment, the way the market is, 10 to 15. Out of those 10 to 15, how many are going to find the house they love with you? 5, 6. And out of those 5 or 6, how many are going to get through a clean escrow? 1 or 2. And if we get all those people, we're talking months. I've purchased homes, I know, months. Anything can break up the deal. Escrow takes forever. You got to sell a house, contingencies, inspections. It's a draining process, which is why it's so stressful and so high strung. But life insurance, I do this all the time, every day. I meet people online because of Zoom with the pandemic. I don't even have to drive. You got to drive to show a house. You have to do all these things. I sit down, I open my computer, I meet with them, I give them an analysis, a financial analysis, and kind of discover where their holes are and their taxes and the way their money's growing and the way they're investing. I figure that stuff out for them, maybe about an hour from my own desk, wherever I'm at. And then the next time I meet them, I present them their options, another hour, and I submit the application on DocuSign, and I'm paid probably within 5 to 7 days. There's a big difference there. So that's something else you have to consider, speed. How quickly can you get it done? And then speed also goes on to how quickly can you teach other people to do it if you're trying to run a business. If you want to run a business, other people have to work with you. If you want to be self-employed, you could just sell houses all day or write insurance contracts all day. But to be a business owner and have true time freedom and passive income, massive passive income, you have to teach other people how to do it. So speed's very important for yourself and for others that you bring in with you. Okay, the next thing is saturation. I talked about this briefly. Consider the marketplace. Financial services, life insurance, highest paid industry, most market demand. In the state of California, we have close to 100,000 real estate agents. In the US as a whole, we have about 150,000 life insurance agents. That should put things into perspective for you. 150 only. In the state of California, there's close to 100. And there's about 67,000 homes every year that are sold. That doesn't even leave enough for one deal per agent. In the life insurance industry, over 50% of those advisors, the 150 that I just talked about, are over the age of 60. So they're going to retire soon, and it's going to even open up more opportunity. And it allows you to do all 50 states. It's very scalable is what I'm trying to say. So that's extremely important as well. Something else you should consider when we talk about market saturation is say I was in real estate, like I said, I considered it, but say I was in real estate and I help somebody buy a house. I am not likely to have a repeat client for about 5 to 10 years if I'm lucky. So in 5 years, 6 or 7 years, they might come find me and say, Jenna, I want to sell my house and buy a new one. So I'll have a repeat client. In the life insurance world, in the finance industry, my clients have life-changing events about every 6 months. They have a new baby and need a new policy. They buy a new home and need to change things. Somebody retires. They have a new grandchild. So I see my clients about every 6 months. So that gives more room for more clients, more referrals, stuff that just doesn't exist in real estate. All right, my favorite one is simplicity. This sort of goes along with speed. For something to be profitable very quickly, you need speed and you need it to be simple. So here, our model, what I run out of California, and we're expanding into all 50 states, we're opening offices everywhere. We have a very simple system that's important in any business. Let's compare it to McDonald's. When you go to McDonald's, it's the same every single time. So you walk in, someone's taking your order, the ice cream machine's to the right, the drive-throughs to the left. It's so simple that 18, 19, and 20-year-olds run it. It's a simple system. It's effective. The owner of McDonald's, of the franchise, is not there working the register, flipping the fries. It's just not happening. They're enjoying their passive income, which is the goal for everyone watching this. And so our model has a system that's just as simple. They call it the franchise format system. McDonald's does. We call it the business format system. Every detail so intricately laid out. Like McDonald's, there's a degree that you cook the fries. Yeah. Every level with us is so specific that allows someone like me who had no entrepreneurship experience and someone like you to come in, get licensed quick with low startup, have a huge marketplace that's completely scalable, but work the system very quickly. So simplicity is extremely important. With this, it allows you to expand. So I want to compare something to a brokerage, a real estate brokerage. If you're the real estate agent, you eventually, if you're ambitious, which you probably are, right? Or if you're thinking about going into it, you want more and more and more. You want to be the best, right? I'm very competitive. That's, I believe, a skill you need to have for entrepreneurship is being competitive and want to be the best. Well, you're eventually going to want to hit the broker position, right? So what happens when you do that? The broker who's taught you everything and who's trained you and who's given you their office and given you all their resources and time and energy and tools, you have to leave them. And you go open an office down the way and you become their competition, which, I mean, that's okay. That's what we're here to do. But now if you're the broker and you train someone and give them your time and your energy and your resources and all the things, the mentorship that I just talked about, now they leave you and you're pretty much spinning your wheels. Where in the model that we run in financial services, it gives you the ability to promote brokers and to create brokers and to mentor people and bring them to that top position while still being in business with them and while still making a profit for them. That absolutely doesn't exist in other industries. That's why you're so tired of corporate America, because in order for you to rise up or to take a promotion or to take a new level, you have to kick somebody else out. Somebody has to die or retire. And then you probably won't even get the position because the politics that come along with it. So what I love about this is it's dictated by what you do and your work ethic, and nobody around you gets to decide but you. And as the broker here, I'm able to promote other brokers and still work with them because that's the way our model is. Very simple, very duplicatable. And last but not least, you must go into a business that's recession proof. So if you're considering real estate, I want you to think about what happened in 2008. It was not a good time, and for real estate agents, for anybody really, but no real estate agents were making money. It was horrible. I don't know what the future holds, but if we took another 2008, the last place you want to be is a real estate agent. Now let's compare it to life insurance and financial services. If we're in a recession, people need me. If we're not in a recession, people need me. People need us. There are right now 10,000 people every single day that are retiring that don't know what to do with their money. The baby boomers. 76 million baby boomers have no idea what to do with their money. They're not probably investing in real estate. They're looking for financial services, products, and vehicles that can protect their money and build them wealth every day. After that, the next generation, this is like my parents' generation, there's 65 million of them that need help. They need to play catch up. They're going to inherit a lot of money for the baby boomers. They need financial products and services to grow their money, to protect their money, and allow them to create their wealth. After that, it's our generation, mine, the millennials. There's over 60, almost 70 million millennials. We have a ton of student loan debt. We want to travel, but now we're starting to get a little bit nervous because we don't have money. And so we're trying to play catch up as well. 70 million more clients for you. After that is the next generation. There's even more, closer to 75 million. They see, this might be you, but these are this is like my little brother. He's 21, 22, but they're obsessed with figuring out how they can make money, how they can invest in the stock market, how they can use vehicles to create, tax strategies and things like that, be in line with the tax code and make this big money. That's what they're trying to do. So what I'm trying to say is all those people need you. And if we enter a recession tomorrow, they still need you. It does not look like that in real estate. And, that's something that's really important in these times, especially in this political climate. I would never want to be in a position, say I did go into real estate or mortgage or things like that, being a lender. If I went into that and, the president or the state that I live in is going to dictate how I can operate my business and what the market's like, and if the housing goes up and interest rates and all this stuff is out of my control. With financial services, being a life insurance agent, I know I can get it done quickly. It doesn't matter what's going on around me. People still need to talk about money. People still need to talk about death. People still need to protect themselves, take advantage of tax strategies. These are things that are always going to exist, and that's very, very important. So those are my 5 considerations I want you thinking about. I want you to drop your thoughts below. Tell me what you think. But one last thing I want to kind of end this with is, I know real estate, you give somebody a home, and that's amazing. That's crusade. That's, what you want to do. But what if you could help them stay in their home? And that's what we do on the side of finances. We talk about all these legacy things and things that are very sensitive. They're sensitive topics. And we help people do things that are going to last them a very long time. So it's very emotional, much like real estate. It's very emotional. And next to really bringing somebody to God and helping somebody with their health, their physical and mental health, the most noble thing you can really do is help somebody with their money and understand it and take advantage of it. So with all those things being said, I want you to consider these. I want you to think about them. I want you to drop your thoughts in the comments. And I want to end with this. Agencies, so I run an agency, a life insurance agency, financial services agency, whatever you want to call it. I run an agency. And agencies are always looking for agents. So if this maybe, stretch your vision, open up your eyes a little bit. You had like this aha moment where you're like, I personally, I know my way is not the only way, but this is what works for me and my family and my goals and my dreams. But real estate, I feel like sounds like a nightmare to me. And so I hope I brought some clarity to you guys on what you're going to do next. I really want you to consider financial services. And if you are, I want to talk to you and I want to see if you're a fit for my agency and what I'm looking for. We offer mentorship, culture. I don't need to talk about the market demand, Zoom. There's just all these things. It's the perfect business to go into. If you have work ethic, you're ambitious, you're self-starting, you can see, you're optimistic, seeing the future. If you have these qualities, and this is something you want to consider, I want you to click the link below to schedule a meeting with my team. And if not, drop your thoughts below. We're going to be putting out new content on entrepreneurship every single week. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and click your notifications on.